I really hate that I'm going to shoot today's video on my phone, but I am, because nothing else is charged. Oh my word. Righty, okay, so I've obviously been struggling a lot recently, and I'm not going to talk about what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do it. Right, the hardest thing to do when shooting a video with your phone is to remember to look in the little actual lens rather than the screen. I'm going to remember that. I'm going to endeavour to. Right, okay, so... a few things I want to talk about today. I'm thinking probably the first thing I should start with is the situation with my car, because this is primary transport for me at the moment. Yep, it's not even the gravel bike, it's the folding electric bike. So what's happened is, basically I'm getting all my vehicles fixed. I think that's the best way to put it. Yeah, so firstly, some of you might remember, I hit a monk jack about 3 or 4 months ago, and it had to go to a body shop to be repaired because Tesla don't do repairs like that. They do sort of warranty type stuff. And that's actually really quite a big annoyance. Basically, the body shop had to replace the radiator because a monk jack had sort of bent it and it was leaking. And what you're supposed to do is put new seals on the hoses when you connect it up to the new radiator. That way they don't leak. I didn't know that, and it turns out the body shop didn't know that either. So all of the coolant leaked out pretty much straight away, and then as soon as the hot weather came along and I tried to turn the aircon up, I realised there was no cooling. Tesla have fixed that now, replaced the seals, apparently it's all ready to go. The only slight annoyance is that my bike free hub, it went about a couple of months ago, and the new free hub is now in, so I've been riding around on a donor wheel for the last couple of months. And now it's time for me to, get my proper wheel back on my bike. So Giant took that to do that piece of work, and the bike is also ready. And because both happened at the same time, I needed to use my electric bike in order to get back from the service centre, having already dropped off the gravel bike at the Giant store, because it's too far for me to do that without driving. It's just been a bit of a logistical nightmare, not made any easier by the fact that my mum is actually seeing my sister in the Isle of Man for the next week or so. So, yeah, I need a coffee. So it's all been very entertaining. So the first job of the day is for me to jump on that electric bike, scoot on over to Milton Keynes and pick my car up. Well, anyway, unfortunately I'm only one coffee into the day, and I definitely need to be more than that. Oh, as the extra caffeine hits my system, I've just remembered something else I need to do. I have to take the dog for a walk before I can go get my car. Right, where am I going? What am I doing? Oh dear, it's one of those days. There we are, having a lovely, nice, relaxing walk, and guess what? Millie finds a nice big dog turd and starts chowing down. Oh, I'm going to deal with that. Oh. This is why I don't have a dog. This is my mum's dog. I'm looking after it for her because I'm very, very nice. A decision I am bitterly regretting at the moment. I'm not a big fan of dog poo. The best of times. Even less when it's wrapped around the mouth of an animal that's supposed to be living with us. Oh, yeah. Something tells me I'm going to be very glad of working aircon on the way back from the Tesla service centre. It's quite a bright day. God, I can't see anything. I need sunglasses. Bye, Millie. See you later. Okay. Seriously, hot weather and no climate control. Oh, it's not my fave. Although the car has been incredibly efficient in this temperature, which is handy. I did a 100-mile journey the other day, and I gained 20 miles of extra range through just general efficiency. Right, anyway, better get going, and this is my sat-nav, so we'll pick this up when I get to Tesla. Nice day for a ride, though. I've got to say, I do love bicycles. There's no question about it. They are an awesome, awesome way to get about the place. Oh yeah. And it saved me having to take a taxi to go get my car. And a taxi on the way back. So, yeah. That was an awesome ride. And look where I am. I retrieved the key from inside the little contactless locker. I'm going to leave it plugged in. And I'm just going to put the climate control on, and hopefully when I've gone inside to pay and say hello, hopefully at that point the car will be nice and cold by the time I get back out here. It'll be like the acid test, because I'm a bit hot after all that cycling and I don't really much fancy sitting in a boiling hot car. Moment of truth, I should probably unplug it first, unlock the car, then unplug it. Moment of truth, is it cool in here? Oh, the climate control works. This is amazing. Oh, I'm so happy to have working climate control. You just have no idea. It is far, far too hot at the moment in the UK to not have any climate control. Right, okay, now I've got to go and get the other vehicle that's been repaired. My bike, my proper one. This is a cool bike though, I have to say. Really did enjoy my little cycle. Although it was not that great exercise. Better than nothing. Better than driving, that's for sure. Anyway, right. Car seems to be working fine. I'm nice and cool. You know how it goes with these air cons. You know, so it's been a couple of years before it would be what I would call sort of working at full power. So it is nice now to have it be properly regassed and hopefully sealed and actually working. Talking about things that are actually working, that leads me on to the next topic for today, which is Blue Origin and their New Shepard rocket. So it's actually ready to go, apparently. They're taking up their first paying commercial astronauts, is that what you want to call them? Tourists, they're space tourists. They're going on a little suborbital hop. I think they go up to about 110 kilometers or so above the surface of the Earth, and then they fall back down again because they make no attempts to achieve orbital velocity, so they don't stay up, which is why the New Shepard rocket is so small and diddly. Right. And why is this news? Well, they've been working on it for years, and it's, you know, pretty much the biggest thing that Blue Origin has ever done, which is not really saying a huge amount actually. But what I found particularly interesting is apparently Jeff Bezos, the guy that owns Blue Origin and Amazon, is actually going to be going on this first suborbital tourist flight. I think that's pretty cool actually. You know, it's going to be a fun experience, and hopefully he can share that with us a little bit. I'm sure there'll be some sort of video proclaiming how wonderful it is. I'm actually interested to know if Elon Musk is going to feel the need to do a bit of one-upmanship, because there's a bit of rivalry between Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, you know, two billionaires. I think they're actually the first and second richest person in the world at the moment. They both have space companies, so I can see why they have a strong rivalry there. Of course, I think when it comes to a competition between SpaceX and Blue Origin, there is no competition. You know, SpaceX send astronauts up to the International Space Station and can achieve orbit with everything they launch that isn't a prototype, also known as Starship. Yeah, so I wonder if Elon Musk is going to feel the need to jump on a Crew Dragon and one-up Jeff Bezos with a couple of laps of Earth in orbit. Probably not. I think Elon Musk would say that, you know, he's got more important things to do than be enjoying a jolly round the planet. He could do though. I see no reason why he couldn't if he wanted to. It's cool that space and space tourism is taking off a bit. Obviously it's, you know, a toy for the super rich. It's not something that normal people are going to be doing anytime soon. But, you know, that's how transatlantic flight used to be, and now it is something that ordinary people can do. So yeah, that's a positive. I'd love to see Earth from space. That would be amazing. Go around the moon. Oh, that would be cool. That would be so cool. Maybe in my lifetime. Maybe. One more thing quickly I just want to mention about Tesla and about my car. It has always been something that really irritates me taking the car to the body shop, because they're not experts, and quite honestly they often don't get it right. And it's more the hassle, you know, I mean there shouldn't be any expense if they aren't doing their job properly, but there will definitely be hassle, and you're not going to get compensation for that in the vast majority of the time. It's just going to be an extra pain. So yeah, I would love it if Tesla would do their own repairs and not use body shops. And apparently that is something that they're actually going to do, because it turns out Tesla aren't particularly keen on body shops either. Wow, the light in this camera is really not good, is it? Sorry about that. We'll pick this up when I get home. But yeah, I thought that was really exciting news. Just wanted to mention before I forget to say anything. Tesla going to be doing their own repairs. Yes. Now, I do think, personally, that it is good if other companies can work on Teslas and actually all electric vehicles. But at the same time, they've got to be able to do the job properly. And if they don't do the job properly, then people should just take the car to Tesla. And also, that's quite handy for me because I've got some referral credits. So if I can get it repaired there using referral credit, that would be handy for when the insurance company inevitably lets me down. Right. So, quick stop here. Just going to refuel the car. Get the bike out the back, making room for the other bike. And also refuel myself. Moving on from Blue Origin, the other thing I wanted to talk about today was blue hydrogen, which basically, I read a news article a few weeks ago about a group of environmentalists, people like, WWF and Greenpeace, who'd written a letter and sent it to the Environment Secretary saying, in a nutshell, we don't really think that you should make blue hydrogen something that you're sort of encouraging households to wait for. Basically, blue hydrogen it's basically a PR stunt. It should be called grey hydrogen because it gets split from methane, which produces CO2, and then in theory the CO2 is captured chemically and stored down deep in the earth in rocks. Now, whether that actually happens on scale is another question. At the moment, it doesn't, which is a large part of the problem. So it's effectively just a fossil fuel. Now, it's not quite as bad as, a sort of an oil or petrol type fossil fuel, because at least when it comes to blue hydrogen, grey hydrogen, I'm going to start calling it, it does have the potential in the future to be green hydrogen. Basically, the infrastructure you put in order to support the use of grey hydrogen, be that pipes to people's houses so that they can replace their boilers with a hydrogen boiler, things like that. If you've got that infrastructure, then if you can produce the hydrogen through renewable means, green hydrogen, then, and that's basically what these environmentalists are concerned about, that the government is going to promote the installation of hydrogen boilers and then fuel those hydrogen boilers with hydrogen from steam, releasing the CO2 into the atmosphere, or a large proportion of it into the atmosphere, which is not really that much better than just powering everything on methane. I think powering everything on methane might even make more sense, which is what we currently do. That's natural gas. I apologise for the sunglasses, but I really can't look at my own weepy eyes for any longer. It's upsetting me. It makes me feel like I'm a hay fever. Not a big fan. So yeah, the blue-grey hydrogen is really, I think, just a PR stunt. And I hate these kind of PR stunts because what they do is they make people think that, this is going to be good for the environment when it really doesn't really do anything. Although, like I said, I suppose if you have to have a hydrogen boiler in your house, because this is all to do with, it's not to do with cars, it's to do with replacing boilers in people's houses. Because at the moment we power everything from methane, natural gas, which is you know, that's straight up fossil fuel. My mum's actually going to be building a house fairly soon, and I've been trying to encourage her to put a heat pump in, because I think a heat pump makes much more sense. It means you can power your heating needs for your house from electricity, and the electricity can come from anywhere. Solar, wind, wherever. I suppose in that respect, there isn't that much difference between hydrogen and a heat pump, in that, you know, the electricity can come from fossil fuels or it can come from renewables. But I mean, I suppose hydrogen is better than methane, because at least the emissions aren't happening at the house, and there is a chance that the industrial scale hydrogen production will actually capture its CO2 byproduct. But I don't know. I just don't trust fossil fuel companies. I feel like they're just constantly trying to find a way to sell more fossil fuels, whereas what they should be doing is transitioning into being straight up energy companies and investing in renewables. That's what I think. And battery storage and hydrogen, storing, you know, surplus electricity as hydrogen. That makes sense. That's where green hydrogen comes from in theory. In practice, there isn't a lot of that made at the moment, because it uses a huge amount of electricity, and it's always better to just use the electricity. Which brings me back to having a heat pump. It would just be more efficient. That's what I think. And as it turns out, that's what people like Greenpeace and WWF think as well. Right, okay. I've got to go get my bike now. See you in a bit, Millie. And the car is cooling down. I can actually hear the fans working away. There you go. You can hear it now too, can't you? Haha, brilliant. Climate on. Ah, I love Climate Keeper. See if we can grab this bike quickly and get out of here before they charge me for parking. Which should be easy, because the store's right here. Hi.
Are you alright? How you doing?
Yeah, not bad, thanks. You got a gravel bike for me? Okay. Got my bike. Yay! Right, now I'm going to hot foot it home. And you know what? I think I might go for a run. I don't see why not. I think that sounds like a good idea. And it's still nice and cool in here. Oh, and I'm running out of time. Got to get out of here. Home sweet home. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed today's vlog post. If you have, remember to leave a like and share it, and subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you don't already. Links are in the description. Also, massive thank you to my patrons. You guys are awesome. And I will see you all in the next episode of my vlog. Bye.